They're not critics, they're not scholars, they're just two dudes who've watched way too many weird movies. This is Cinemawreck with your hosts, Jeff and Chad. Viewer discretion heavily advised.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so all right, so I was thinking maybe do a series of movies, cover a series of movies about cops on the edge, which is just about every cop movie.
Right.
But with Split Second and I watched those back to back just by chance, and I was just like, okay, you've got two cops. They one you he's already lost his partner, and and the other he loses his partner in uh, in the field while
Right.
working a case, and then they both get paired up with kind of uh, well one guy's a university educated desk jockey rookie, and the other guy's a Fed
Yeah.
who doesn't
Same
have
deal.
the yeah. And then you have a female as well who's along for the ride, involved with both of the protect well involved with each protagonist.
Right.
One with a more sketchy background, uh, and then one's just kind of, it seems like it's just kind of, they're just kind of in an on again off again relationship. But yeah, I
I
felt
know
like,
which one you're talking about.
and then they're both and then they both have they're both fighting aliens, or I guess Split Second's more of a, I guess it's debatable. We'll get into that here
I,
in a
I was
minute.
gonna say, like, not to jump ahead, but that one's really sort of up for discussion.
Ambiguous as hell, and
Yeah.
there's a reason for that, and when we start talking about it, we can get into that. So, but yeah, we're yeah, this is Cinema Rec, and we're covering a Michael
Episode
J.
dose.
episode dose with a Michael J. Pollard double feature of, of
I have to show, I'm going to show a picture of Michael J. Pollard for those that don't know what that name means. And then,
yeah,
but as soon as you see it, you're like, oh, yes, that guy.
right.
Because he's a character actor where you're always like, oh, he's that guy. You
Yeah.
probably don't know his name, but you know who he is.
Most famously, I guess his breakthrough role was playing was it C.W. Moss, who Bonnie and Clyde, and
Oh, yeah.
Clyde's brother and the wife, they pick him up at the gas station. Dub Taylor plays his dad and Bonnie and Clyde, and so he had his breakthrough in Bonnie and Clyde, and then uh, was was uh, was pretty big in the 80s and 90s, just showing up in stuff like
He was.
Scrooge, he's one of his,
His numbers are
Tango and
probably up there with
Cash,
like Richard Lynch and
right? So
because
he's
like
in both of these movies. Yeah, he's
so that's the whole purpose of this is
right.
is Richard Pollard.
So yes, Michael J. Pollard,
Michael J. Pollard, thank you.
who plays what's his name? He's like the rat, he's
Boner.
the rat, well, he's Boner in I Come in Peace. And he's Boner and I Come in Peace, and he's like the rat catcher or something, and
Oh yeah.
in uh in Split Second. But yeah, he shows up as this guy, in classic cop movies or film noir tradition, where he's this kind of criminal that gets shaken down in a Houston titty bar for information by
Almost the same
Dolph
exact
Lundgren's
character.
character. Right, right. And
If
then and yeah, and then in Split Second, he's this rat expert that resides in the sewers. But yeah, we can start with Split Second. That's
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Let's start with, yeah. Let's go
Let's
ahead.
keep the split second ball rolling.
Yeah. So Split Second came out in 1992. May 1st, 92 is the release date. And
During the LA riots.
yeah, the excuse for its box office failure, according to Wikipedia, was because it was released shortly after the LA riots
I
in
could go
1992.
50-50 on that.
Yeah. Well,
I think
they say that the Los Angeles market really hurt it because
that's probably true, but to what, I mean, how big of a piece of the pie was the LA market for box
for
office?
for a movie like that. I didn't even get the budget of that movie. I forgot to look it up. It has
Yeah,
it's probably around like 10 million or something like that. It couldn't have been
which is
that much
more
back then.
than I Come in Peace. We'll get to that.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to yeah. I watched the supplemental doc.
Oh, it's so
With
good.
it's really good. It's and it was funny the stuff they touched on, and we'll get around to that here in a minute. We'll get around to that here in a minute. But so yeah, so Split Second is set in 2008 dystopian London after the global warming has caused the polar ice caps to melt, and it's flooded the entire city, and it's also uh, caused a rat infestation that's going on when the movie starts. And so the movie centers around Rutger Hauer's character named Harley, and he's a cop
It
on the
sounds
edge.
bad, but it works.
It does work. Cop on the edge, just lost his partner. We find out later he lost his partner, and so these killings start again. And what they all have in common is that the 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 murderer is removing uh, vital organs from his victims, namely the heart,
Yeah,
taking a bite out of them. And we later find out that Rutger Hauer was wounded by this creature, and he has some weird psychic bond with it because of that.
which
And
apparently was all his idea.
oh, was it?
Yeah. He
Okay.
was part of the rewrites and wanted the psychic link between him and the creature to be played up a little bit. So,
Well,
um,
given famously, he wrote that final speech in Blade Runner. So
yeah,
I would say Rutger Hauer has some good ideas, and you might want to listen to him.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and
or
they
had,
rewrote
rest
that
in
like
peace.
twice, I think. I think it
Okay.
was two rewrites on it. Like depending on how deep you go on it, like you were talking about Wikipedia earlier, like they pitched it because it was but it was too much like First Power.
Yeah, that's the script. Yeah, so it deals with the occult because the creature only murder commits his these murders in certain phases of the moon, and then and he also has what the he leaves
Scorpio
yeah the astrological symbol of the Scorpio on his victims
inverted.
inverted, which they figure out that it's a map or something. It's not
I'm
it
just
feels
gonna
like
say this.
they're making it up while they were making the movie.
Not just that, but like the creature design wasn't even like finished till a few weeks before they finished filming.
And yeah, done by Stephen Norrington, who would later go on to direct Blade, uh,
Project Metal Beast.
Project
Well,
Metal Beast,
that
or
was
was
right
it Death?
after. That was 95, Project Metal Beast, which is quite fucking dope.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. Okay, I just know
It's
from
an
Blade.
alien ripoff, but it's
Well,
it's
did he
good.
do is that Death Machine, or is that the same movie?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. It's
Yeah,
okay.
same thing.
I vaguely, I vaguely remember that
It
movie
was straight
now.
to video, but it was good. It was very
And
good.
then, yeah, so then he went on to direct the first Blade, which is great. And then later on, I forget what he did after that, but he eventually would get around to doing the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and then I don't think he's been heard from again. So,
No, not after that.
so that's yeah, and he had like maybe like a couple of weeks to design this creature, which looks like an S&M version. I know this is sounding redundant, but an S&M version of the xenomorph from the original Alien.
Not to say it's phoned in. It's just especially for the era, like it's good. It's just there's certain parts of the art direction that don't necessarily have meaning. Like they don't,
Right.
at least as they're explained. I'm sure in some room he's like, no, it's got the visor, which means this with Scorpio and rats, but no.
And and the S&M component of the way the creature looks. At the beginning of the movie, you have a classic POV uh, shot of the monster stalking people, and look at like how could you miss this guy? And then you realize, oh, he's in an S&M club.
Yeah.
A lot of black leather, a lot of vinyl, a lot of chains,
I didn't even
piercings.
think of that because I sort of checked my brain at the door
It kind of just blended in.
for the rewatch because what's funny is like the first time I had seen it, which was, I mean, VHS days, and I remember one of my pet peeves was with these sort of creature feature style films, like, hiding the creature except for like a few seconds of reveal right at the very end. And that used to always be a pet peeve of mine. And so the first viewing of this, like when I was like much, much younger, I was kind of like, it was boring. You never saw the creature. It was just like, And then upon reviewing for this double feature that we just did, I was like, God damn, this is really good. Like,
Yeah, it
I didn't
is.
even care. Like the pacing was perfect. It was just the fact that they hide the creature like they do, it sort of makes sense contextually. And I was there for it, man. Like
Well, yeah,
it worked.
I remember the first time I saw it, and I think I liked it a little bit better than you did. Uh, I liked the tone of it. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just has this weird melancholy uh, tone and that was my introduction to uh, to the Moody Blues song "Nights in White Satin," which plays in a refrain on the score, and then I guess it was the only song that they could get the rights to or in their budget. And then later play the actual song plays in the bar scene when they're in there. And Rutger Hauer is disgustingly devouring this English breakfast. Uh, and yeah, so yeah, it was. Uh, yeah, I caught it on cable when it came out, probably when we were like sophomores in high school.
That's two references to the eating in a film. Like with Ninja, it was the
Right.
guacamole that he's
Oh my God.
he's chowing down on, and now it's the English breakfast. So I think this is a theme we have to keep running with is whatever the disgusting eating scene is
That
on film,
that's
you
not
gotta
even the
call it out.
most, but that's not even the most disgusting eating scene in Split Second. The most disgusting eating scene in Split Second is when Kim Cattrall takes one of the chocolates that has been adhered to the fridge by either Howard licking it and sticking it on there or just from the sheer humidity. So he's got this array of chocolates in the shape of a heart, and she's just kind of like, by the way, she seems like I don't know. Is she dosed herself with ecstasy or something while she was making this movie? But she's just kind of floating through this movie, just kind of like just like I don't know, man. She's on a
What's
different
funny
planet.
is you say that, and I was watching it going, you know what? This is peak Kim Cattrall.
And from what I understand, she was born in England, and then her family's English, and they moved to Canada. But I think they split time back and forth. So pretty sure she probably could have handled an English accent okay, but no, she
No.
sticks to an American accent.
Yeah, but
But
not just to add to the layer of grossness from peeling the chocolate off of the fridge and eating it
oh,
so nonchalantly and
just
like it was this cute sort of
in
love letter to her. Uh, I'm just gonna set this up. So his apartment is a pigsty filled with pigeons and pigeon shit and
he lives.
just a pigsty. And she wakes up the next day. He's gone. There's chocolates smeared and stuck on the fridge in the shape of a heart. Like, just in the most like
Oh, it's
gross
making me
fashion you can
sick just thinking
imagine.
of it, man.
And she sees it, thinks it's cute,
Right.
peels one off, leaving a
It's-
shit stain of a chunk in the fridge, and takes a bite as if it was the cutest little thing she's
right.
ever seen.
Yeah. It just thinks of him.
Yeah,
It's just-
thinks of him being gone when she wakes up. Like
oh my God.
it was
Yeah.
not to totally discredit the love interest aspect, albeit like intentionally flawed, because didn't he
I think
like
that he
his
had an affair
partner,
with
she
her
was married to his partner, let's just say that.
and they had an affair.
Yeah, so
Well,
the cuteness level, let's just dial it down a little bit, but like, so there's all that, but beyond that, it's really not bad.
also,
Like,
also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, like, their whole like relationship
So
throughout the
when
film
she's,
is actually not bad. It was endearing. I enjoyed it.
yeah. Also, when they introduce her, she's at her husband's mausoleum, and the picture that they have of him is just that actor's headshot. It looks like like the
So
headshot that he just passes out at auditions.
I, I don't want to do a disservice to this movie because
Yeah,
I
we're not
do
trying
think
to dog on this movie because it is
this movie's
actually
fucking
good.
great.
Yeah, it is.
Like
But
like just the art direction alone, like I was telling you, like when we were
big
texting
time.
about it, like there's element like it's almost comic book before it was really sort of prevalent. And
Right.
like you said, Stephen Norrington going on to do Blade, like he didn't direct this, but like the aesthetics were there, that it has this sort of comic booky sort of vibe that I didn't catch up on. Like I didn't really catch the first time I saw it because there wasn't a lot of like contextual sort of comparisons in terms of other films to kind of go, oh, well, this is another comic book sort of flick. But like it's right up there, like art direction and visuals is almost kind of in the vein of The Crow, like I was telling you. Like it has a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
that sort of Alex Proyas, all the rain and the wet and the reflections, and it's pushing black and white. It's just a super limited color
Yeah, that
palette. Like you just get a
monochromatic. Yeah,
super monochromatic, except for neon reflecting in pieces. Like, and I can't help
yeah,
but think that they were probably kind of trying to continue the aesthetic of maybe Blade Runner, having Rutger
of
Hauer on
course.
film. So they're, the trench coats, the rain, the neon lights. Like I get it, but it just, especially now when you go back to it, it's just like, oh my God, this aesthetic is so great. So it's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like, time had to pass where I kind of came full circle and really appreciated the aesthetics of it. But it really works. So even to dog on it, it's like, nah, it's totally worth watching because it's got this really great tone. It knows what it's doing, even though it's sort of like you said, it feels sort of rushed and a
Yeah.
little hobbled, which it was, but like
The
it,
production design of it is on point, and
yeah,
the look of it is great, and it looks. It reminded me of Janis Kamenetsky and his cinematography for Minority Report, which would come out
yeah,
10 years later.
yes,
But it has that type of grainy monochromatic feel to it, and I don't know if it's just a product of its budget or it was an actual choice that they made. But and it's so they're so resourceful and economical with the the scope uh, of the flooding.
yeah.
I guess they either flooded some actual streets, maybe a couple blocks, just with vehicles going through all this water, and
I feel
then
like they had to. It didn't look like
or they
sets.
did it. It didn't look like a soundstage, and then other shots they might have like long shots of the Thames River or something. Just to it was kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like what Godard did with Alphaville, just being very choosy about
Yes.
where to film and what looked in shot selections in areas of Paris, especially at night, to to give this futuristic feel when there wasn't when he had pretty much no production design or no budget for that kind of thing. and they I feel like they did a really good job of that. And
Yeah.
but yeah, that dystopian type of futurism that could be uh, definitely comparable to Blade Runner. I mean, yeah, Blade Runner is definitely. I think one of the critical blurbs is it's Blade Runner meets Alien.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think I think it's split like 70-30 in terms of second unit did everything for the third act.
two directors are
Yeah.
credited.
Yeah.
So you had a
Like
guy,
everything in the third
yeah,
act is another director. And
completely.
I don't have his name up on my
I've got
screen.
it. We've got Tony Malum and Ian Sharp are credited as
Okay.
directors, and I think Ian Sharp handled the portion of the movie that you're talking about. So,
Yeah,
but
I say third act, it's oversimplificated, but yeah, it's that whole anything once they go into the train station, everything after that
which
is
is a great climax, man. Like the shot of even though when you start thinking about it too much, like why is the creature just clawing through the top of the subway car, the derelict subway car that's there? But it makes for a great scene, and
well,
in this kind of
if
Freddy
you're
Krueger type.
if you're if you're sort of projecting serial killer vibes, Scorpio killer, whatever, like there's an element,
Toying with his prey like a
yeah,
cat. Yeah,
there's
yeah,
an
totally.
element of play going on there, I think that you could suspend your disbelief on. But yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing with the sort of the creature of it is it's never explained. And you can scour the internet and you're just going to get all kinds of takes on it, but they're all exactly that. Like it's
Right.
everyone sort of there's no interviews, there's no anything of anyone really
Nothing.
giving a definitive take on what it is. And I think the reason for that really, I'm curious to hear what you think, is because of the sort of rewrites and the rushed aspect of the production, they don't know. They don't care.
Yeah, yeah. I think I think they just finished it and pushed it out there,
Yeah.
and then blamed the LA riots for it not making money. But it is a very good movie. It's another example, a great performance by Rutger Hauer,
Oh,
just chewing up scenery,
chewing
unhinged,
it.
just,
Oh,
just and just great, and especially playing off of this other guy who's this real just stuffed shirt, overly educated. He's into Eastern philosophy, and at one point he offers a massage to him so he can relax. And Rutger Hauer has this total hang up with the fact that this guy has sex every night and runs like 5 miles every day, and like
there's a bit to
he's
that.
threatening. Yeah,
Did you see? There's a deleted scene actually.
is there? Okay, I haven't seen it then.
There's a deleted scene of Durkin taking him to his house and meeting his
His
wife.
name is Dick Durkin, by the way.
Yes.
It's just one of the greatest character names ever.
And yeah, no, apparently he takes him back to his apartment and there's this whole scene. I've only seen it with Japanese hard-coded subtitles, so I think it's maybe part of a Japanese Laserdisc release. But there's a scene where he take that like in the mix of things, like they're all worried about their significant others, and so he takes him back to his place to get his wife to safety. And so it's this super posh, nice apartment, and his wife's on the phone, and she's talking to a friend about how she thinks Dick Durkin might be cheating on her, and like he's at work too much, and she's like beautiful, and like he comes in and like she's not listening to reason and he just picks her up and takes her off or whatever, and like there's this great scene of like Rutger Hauer sort of just like in disbelief of what he's seeing, and it's
Like,
it totally belonged on the cutting room floor, but it's got kind of a it's kind of funny, it's very comical just because like Durkin puts his wife on his shoulder and like Rutger Hauer slaps her ass, and it's like they go off and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And it's so bad, but it's it's worth it's worth hunting down just to see the scene after you see the movie, just because it puts a face to the whole like fiction he's telling Harley that you don't even believe and Harley doesn't believe, but it's actually real. And so they clearly wanted to be like, no, no, he really does, but it's bad.
I wonder if Adam McKay saw that deleted scene, and that was the running joke in the other guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
Oh,
Will Ferrell was married to
yes.
uh,
Very similar joke.
Eva Mendes,
Yeah.
and Wahlberg's just at their house, just like, I can't believe, how how did you get her?
Yeah.
You- yeah, that's funny, man.
Side
No, I
note, the
didn't know.
US government owns the rights to that movie. Anyway,
To
other guys.
Why is that?
I forget the whole story.
Oh
Something to
my
do with
God.
like studio corruption or whatever and lawsuits and yada yada, but the US government owns the rights to that movie, which is kind of
What?
yeah,
That's weird.
yeah.
Okay, did not know that.
That's your
But
Cinemawreck trivia.
also, we also have to mention at the end of the movie when they uh they blow up the monster or blow up the train car, or how do they electric they use electricity to fry the train car, and anyways, there's an explosion, and in the explosion, Rutger Hauer just you think he's grabbing Kim Cattrall. Well, he's grabbing her to protect her, but as they go down together, they just start mugging down, man, like for no reason. It's like, shoot your shot, Rutger Hauer.
That's that's that movie logic, man.
Oh
Like
my God, so funny, man. Yeah, but yeah, I liked it.
I'm actually gonna
It's
buy the Blu-ray now. Like
okay.
I watched it streaming. I had it years and years and years ago. I don't even know what format, but I'm probably gonna pick up the Blu-ray just because after seeing it again, I was just like, man, I could watch this a few times.
Yeah, and it's a good example of a genre mashup.
Yeah,
I guess that would be another reoccurring theme in both of these movies. So it's a detective movie with a supernatural element to it, a detective tracking down a monster,
right.
essentially. And then I think we should segue into our second movie, which is I Come in Peace, or
Dark
I should say
Angel.
Dark Angel. Originally, it was known as, which I I don't know the story of that. I probably just skimmed over the Wikipedia. I don't know why they changed the title to that movie, but again, it's another genre mashup. This time dealing with intergalactic drug dealers, and I will just start off by saying I love this. I love this movie. I think, and the more and more I watch it, I think it's one of the most unheralded, underrated action movies of the 90s.
I totally
It's
agree. I'm gonna
it's
sneeze.
great. Dark Angel, aka I Come in Peace. It was released in September of 1990, September 28th, 1990. And
Might as well be the 80s.
yeah, might as well be the 80s, but it's coming off of that. It definitely feels like it's from the 80s.
It
And it
does.
owes so again, Dolph Lundgren playing a cop, a Houston detective who's working on taking down this gang of white collar drug dealers known as the White Boys.
I love that.
All I do too, and it's great. It feels like they're just totally, again, coming out of the 80s. They're totally sending up and parroting it's a parody of the whole greed is good Wall Street type of
Oh, yeah.
uh just
Go-go
yuppie.
80s, baby. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all there, man.
cocaine and suits and excess, and they drive all these expensive import sports cars that are all lined up in front of their the office building. Oh, did we mention this was set in Houston, Texas? And it's
I
it's
for the record, that is Houston, Texas.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, they filmed it everywhere. Yeah, and Houston was hot that summer, especially because Houston also served as old Detroit for RoboCop 2 that
Oh
summer.
shit, I didn't know that.
And they moved I don't know, maybe Dallas was too expensive to film in again, or they just wanted a different skyline uh, to show some sort of progress between movies. I don't know, but yeah. So, anyways, they uh, I Come in Peace, Dark Angel introduces this intergalactic drug dealer, this alien drug dealer who comes to Earth. And long story short, Lundgren's partner gets killed in a drug sting that he's a part of, but he's distracted by a convenience store robbery that's going on. He goes in, gives the robbers a couple of roundhouse kicks, and thwarts that. But in the meantime, his partner is discovered and killed during this drug bust. Oh, also, and then also am I getting the order of this wrong? The white boys have stolen, so the heroin that they've got
Right,
was stolen out of a police evidence locker,
right.
and
They pose as cops and go into the
a
station and
murder the cop
just obliterate the whole police
at the desk,
station and leave
right? And then
heroin.
so
I think it's worth noting too the heroin. So talking about this intergalactic drug dealer coming to Earth to
right,
harvest basically human endorphins
but
as a
he
drug.
needs heroin to do
He's got
so.
to have heroin in order to get our
As
endorphins.
the process is, Chad,
Yeah, oh yeah, no. So he steals heroin and finds a victim, injects them with an overdose of heroin, and
with
then
this
after,
awesome tether
oh my God, yeah,
needle thing that shoots out of his hand.
yeah, and we'll get to Matthias Hugh in a second, but
Right. The
like,
great
oh
Matthias
my
Hewitt.
God, injects them with a lethal overdose of heroin, and then in the throes of their death ecstasy, extracts their endorphins from their
Endorphins.
brain directly from their head. Save
Genius.
that. That's what he's going to go cop off at whatever, Syria, the Syrian galaxy or whatever. Syria.
Right.
So they don't say that, but yeah. So he's just taking that as a drug, and then of course there's another alien cop here to also track him. I don't want to.
He shows up uh, and he's on this guy's. Does he have? He's got a name. Matthias Hughes.
He's only
His character.
credited as bad alien.
That's it. Okay, I
That's
thought he
it.
had. I
No,
thought
him
his
and the
character-
cop, the intergalactic cop that's
He's
chasing.
good alien,
He's good alien, and Matthias is bad alien.
played by Jay Billis for all the basketball
I was
fans
going to
out
say
there.
that, yeah.
The former he was the college basketball player for Duke. I think he got drafted by the Mavericks. I don't think he ever suited up for a professional game, but now and then eventually became an assistant coach for Duke, and now he's a color guy for basketball analyst.
I was curious
So
about that.
yeah,
He's got like
but yeah,
3 film credits. He's got
yeah,
like
he's
a
got
common piece and like 2 other bit part film credits.
so Jay Billis is the good cop from whatever planet they're from
Yeah.
on the tail, and so you've got Hauer, not Hauer, I'm sorry, Lundgren, and then Lundgren is paired with Brian Benben, who at this point was just starting. Dream On had just come out that summer,
Oh my God,
and
I forgot
so
about that.
yeah, so Brian Benben, I knew him from Dream On when I first saw this movie, the HBO comedy show, and then he never really. I think he was in Radioland Murders, uh, which was a George Lucas produced movie that came out in the '90s, and then he got married to Madeline Stowe, and that was the best career move ever, man. Because apparently they're
What I
still married and
love
very happy
is
together.
is like here's Lundgren and here's Ben, and come to find out he's wearing lifts to just be in the frame with Dolph Lundgren.
I think Lundgren on the making of featurette on the Blu-ray even he's talking about being around Jay Billis and Mateus Hughes, and he's like, oh, I think he even mentions like, oh, it's kind of nice to have other guys that are tall around me. I think he even mentions like I kind of felt short around them.
Yeah,
So yeah, so it's yeah, but Lundgren's great in it. I think this is. I don't know if
just a split second was sort of like jokingly, I realized peak Kim Cattrall. I mean this sincerely that I Come in Peace is really peak Dolph Lundgren. Like he just fits into the role like a perfect cookie cutter, and he's at the perfect age, perfect everything. Like every single frame he's in, it's like he just nails it.
he should have
Like,
been bigger.
yeah,
He should have been a bigger action star. It's and this is proof of it. It's his best movie.
I
I mean, I know a lot of people. I mean, of course, everyone's going to say Drago and Rocky Four, but this, as far as a starring vehicle for Dolph Lundgren,
exactly.
this is it. And the
I
movie is an
agree.
action. The movie's an action, a genre mashup, action masterpiece, in my
Yeah,
opinion. It's perfect.
uh,
And so Craig Baxley, the director,
yeah.
one of the when I saw it when I watched it a few months ago and hadn't seen it in a long time, and I say I haven't seen it in a long time. I hadn't up to that point. It's a movie that I've probably watched like I've probably seen it like 5 times in the last 10 years. It's one of those that if I'm
Yeah.
flipping around, I can't find anything on streaming. It pops up. I'm gonna watch it. It's great. And the last viewing I had of it when I texted you and I was like, "Hey, this would be a great movie to cover," and then I watched Split Second later and was like, "Okay, these kind of complement each other in the sense that
Do.
you've got you got guys that lost their partners, they got a new partner they're kind of desk jockeys, uh, pencil pushers, don't know a lot about field work, and then you've got a female in the trio as well. The female in this one is a coroner's. She's a coroner, right?
Yeah.
And she played by Betsy Brantley, who's most famously, I guess, the most famous thing that some may know her from, or know that she was the performance capture model for Jessica Rabbit and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So,
I
and she was
know that.
married. She was married to Steven Soderbergh too,
Oh, wow.
and so Brantley is along for the ride uh, in this particular trio. But forgot where I was going with that. Sorry.
No,
Uh,
no, you're all good.
but yeah. So when I watched it, the first thing that popped out to me were the stunts.
Yeah.
There's just some amazing stunt work in this.
It's a time
And
capsule of stunt capabilities.
yeah,
Like it's a
no
perfect time capsule.
no green screen, no this is all these are all guys, and they talk about it is Baxley's background or his family's background. His father and I think both his brothers are all stunt guys,
And
and
his
so they were,
kids.
and his kids, yeah. So they all have a stunt. They all do stunt work, and it shows because especially the scene in the parking garage
Oh,
where
yeah.
uh, it's Billis's character. Is it Billis's character or Hughes? Hughes is
It's
running
Hughes,
on
yeah.
the hood. Yeah, Hughes is
Yeah.
running on the hoods of these cars,
As they're exploding.
and they're exploding right behind him. And Baxley even talks about that about how they laid it down. They're like, hey, do you? This is what's going to happen. Are you cool with this? Apparently, Hughes was game for anything and everything. And he's like, every single time you set foot on a car hood, the one behind you is going to go up in flames. And he does it, and it's outstanding. Not to mention, there's a great car chase in this too, in what I'm assuming is downtown Houston, and the whole thing is top notch. It needs more love than
Yeah.
it gets.
It's extremely
It's
underrated. And even Baxley was saying that when he was sort of on time and on budget, he was putting more in because we could talk about the budget. Like he was approached saying, and this is
20 to 25.
yeah, but they had I think it was 5 to 7 to
Yep,
actually
it was.
produce.
Yeah.
which is a trauma level budget. Like Toxic Avenger 2, I think cost 4 million. And if you look at Toxic Avenger 2 on film and I Come in Peace, get out of town. I love
Right.
Toxic Avenger 2, but come on. But like he was shooting, like there was that scene where the bad alien Matthias Hughes comes in and fires at the white boys, and there's like a whole thing with like a somersault car explosion and just chaos. Like that was not even in the script, and they just like shot it on the fly. And he was saying that, and I would love to see this because I don't think there's any footage of this, but there was action scenes that the studio cut because he was filming so much action with the time and money that he had to work with, that they actually cut some, which is sort of crazy to think
That's
about
crazy,
in hindsight. But like he was just
especially with that budget. Yeah.
crushing it, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And
And I
that
think
stunt you're talking about where he's running off across the cars, like in the Blu-ray extras, um, his partner, what's his name? Starts with a B.
uh Lundgren's
Yeah,
Brian Benben.
Ben, thank you. He was even saying that like there were so many explosions, like it was like melting the back of all of his
Right.
suits and everything because
Yeah.
they were
You can
running
feel
from
it as
so
you
many
burn it. Yeah.
explosions. And
Right.
like that's sort of like not just the time capsule of the era in terms of stunt work and pyrotechnics, but that was definitely like the goal of a lot, like Dolph Lundgren and Red Scorpion. I mean, if you look at that, like it's how many explosions are there in a film? And you know, that was sort of the metric that was sort of viewed in terms of action is like how many explosions are you running away from, yada yada. And so, I mean, it's off the charts with this one. Like it was
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah. It's I remember I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it when it came out on cable about a year after its release, and I loved it. The first time I saw it, I was just like, but I remember seeing I'm pretty sure the preview played for it in front of Die Hard 2 that summer because I remember seeing it because I saw
You
Die Hard 2
just
probably like 5 times in the theater that summer, and it played on in every screening. That and The Exorcist 3.
yes.
So, and just a note, do you know which? So this came out 2 weeks after another movie that we're huge fans of that we'll probably eventually cover on Cinemawreck. Uh, a good low budget sci-fi movie. Can you take a guess?
Uh no escape.
No, this came out 2 weeks after Hardware.
Oh shit. Yes.
So at
Okay.
one point, you could go see both of these movies in the theater
Oh my
in
God.
in September of 1990,
Yeah.
which that's a great month for
Were
a
you
couple of.
saying you saw the trailer of Die Hard 2?
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right, because when you said
Yeah.
that, my mind sort of exploded because I know both of us probably saw Die Hard 2 in the theater like
Oh yeah. Several times.
several.
I think I saw it like 5 times. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was just default movie, like Batman the summer before. You
You
know.
could they were in the theater long enough you could actually go see them multiple times before they were on Amazon, but like that's a whole other thing. But yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to touch on with I Come in Peace was the guns, the alien guns. Like
RoboCop.
what? Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, same guy. But like, it doesn't do it justice to sort of talk through it. But I'm going to do my best in terms of actual pyrotechnic firearms have a taste and texture to them that is completely different from CGI, and you can
Big
spot it a
time.
mile away. And when they shoot those guns in this film, it's it's unlike anything else. Like
Yeah.
like the guy that did the guns, like you were saying, did the guns for RoboCop. Baxley said in those supplementals on the Blu-ray that they blew through like 200 some odd firing pins on those. They just melted. But
Right.
the point being is that they were just it's it's impossible to describe the difference between seeing sort of digital effects of massive firepower and like in camera shot actual firepower.
Yeah, and
And
pyrotechnics.
yeah,
Yeah,
and those guns are insane.
yeah,
Like
they're like yeah, handheld rocket launchers.
it feels alien. It's just so over the top that it when you watch it, it doesn't even seem like it should exist. But your reptilian brain is saying that's real. So that's that sort of that differentiator. Like whenever you watch like whatever the latest Marvel is, like the guns fill up the screen, and you're just like, no, that
You're gonna
doesn't.
lose your mind.
It doesn't really do anything for like. Yeah, I love the John Wick movies, but the digital
Squibs
gunplay
and yeah, versus
it
squibs.
falls real flat for me.
Right.
Like I love the acrobatics of it. I love the just the sort of puzzle box direction of how they make it work in terms of those set pieces. But with something like this where it's just fuck it, raw firepower, and you feel
Right.
it. And I just want to point that out of just how it's unlike anything else. And
Right.
you just have to kind of see it to believe it. And it's I hope I hope those who are maybe younger and don't have the sort of nostalgic factor of having seen it prior and then comparing it to something modern. I feel like on a primal level, you can sort of feel it in your bones when you see it. It's just it's very intimidating. It feels real, which is
Yeah.
kind of the focus of both of these films in terms of the stunt work and the action. Is it's all in camera. It's all very like it's very visceral.
Yeah. And it's the craftsmanship of that type of filmmaking that that's all on screen. Right down to the effect shots of that tether that shoots out of his hand. I mean, they're just
Yeah,
reversing the film. It's just old school special effects trickery, and old school stunt work.
right.
It's great, and give me that over any of the CGI crap in these bloated, budgeted movies any day of the week.
I
And
think there's something on a human sort of instinctual whatever level where sort of an uncanny valley aspect sort of adjacent to that in terms of there's a there's almost a nervous system response to what is shot in camera and real versus what is sort of synthetic. And I think that we're seeing a little bit of that with like the prevalence of AI video and how there's certain things where you just kind of you see it, you go, that's AI, even though it's completely perfect. It's
right,
it's literally perfect from front to back. But there's something inside that goes, I don't think that's real. And that's that emotional response I'm thinking of whenever you see something like the guns in I Come in Peace, where you're just like, holy shit.
somebody built this to work.
He's like,
Somebody fired it
yeah,
in camera.
you're feeling bass even though you're not feeling bass. Like there's
Right.
something sort of esoteric happening where you're just like, oh my God, that hits me in some sort of caveman part of my brain that goes, that's real.
Yeah.
And that I think that's a lot. Well, not I think that's the charm of like some of these older action flicks is that realism that comes through when you see someone jumping across cars exploding behind them, and that's they shouldn't have done that, but they did it anyway, and it's great.
Right. Yeah. It, and we haven't even mentioned the other weapon that
Oh,
the alien uses for these crazy flying discs that he shoots out that are what they're attracted to like an electromagnetic charge that I guess the human body puts out.
ahead
And
of its
so
time, by the way.
you have these great, which the movie opens up with some
Oh,
foreshadowing with this guy, the first person to encounter Mateus Hughes once he crashes to Earth, is this guy driving his brand new luxury car, and he pops a CD in the CD player, which
I was
a
gonna
car
say
CD player
1990. If you got a CD
was
player in your
novel,
car,
right? Right, and So yeah, so and then Hugh's alien drug dealer character uses these flying metal discs to to kill his opponents with, and it's great. Some great POV camera work of these things flying and hitting people, and
Even
uh,
as dated as it may look to some, like it works. I don't have a problem
no,
with
it
it.
does.
It
I
feels
don't.
fine to me.
I don't either, man. I don't have a problem. There's nothing in this movie that I have a problem with. I can't. It's one of my favorite action movies of all time, and I've just in the last few months, I've just kind of realized that I love this movie.
I,
It's one
I'm
of my
right there with
favorites.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's right up there with, it's coming off a few years after another similar movie, The Hidden, as well. So it's in league with that movie as well as far as
yeah.
genre mash up, sci-fi, crime, police thriller, detective movie.
A good
It's
job. There was a slew of those. We had
Yeah, yeah,
Runaway, and like there was quite a few of those at the time. And uh, I'll take more. Keep
yeah.
making them. But like when you were bringing up the disc, I was just thinking like they find it stuck in a speaker because it is attracted to the electromagnetic frequency of people, humans, and so that's how he uses it to target people. And like it gets stuck in a speaker, whatever. But like they take it to a lab, and I just had to. I
That
wanted to
guy.
bring up Bruce, the scientist that
Yes.
works at the police station that they bring it to, who is so unhinged that I almost can't even believe they put it in the movie. Like
Yeah.
he's drug-addled, crazy scientist, pills out everywhere, and he's super fidgety, and he's like laying on the floor in mid-converse. Like he's so over the top, but it works perfectly. It
We're
works so well.
also brewing some form of super coffee that's like probably the most dangerous amount of caffeine a human
Oh
can
yeah,
ingest, which that character should be introduced to Rutger Hauer's character in Split Second.
another
So,
good crossover there.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, coffee playing a major component. It's we failed to mention that Rutger Hauer's character. Sorry to go back to Split Second. Uh, runs
Rutger
on
Hauer diet.
anxiety, caffeine, and chocolate.
Yep,
So yeah,
kind of what
but
I'm
yeah,
doing now.
so it's yeah, but Dark Angel slash I Come in Peace, uh, just
Uh,
a classic in my opinion. Yeah,
if
it's
anything, like if you take anything away from this, watch I Come in Peace first, then Split Second, back to back,
right.
and just enjoy.
Yeah, yeah, it's two very good movies from the early '90s that that some may have forgotten about. I think Split Second has probably been a little more lost
I
than
agree.
I Come in Peace, because that Blu-ray is I guess it came out about 10 years ago, and it's a really well done transfer, and
And
it's
just the
I
just
think it
having
has its
any
fans.
extras,
Right.
like I think we're seeing a resurgence in DVD extras or Blu-ray, whatever, disc. I don't. Anyway, the supplementals. Like we're seeing a resurgence of that a little bit, but not to the level that we used to have. And so that I Come in Peace has a pretty decent little, doc on the making that's definitely worth checking out that I wish more and more would sort of start to pick up. And I know
I
like we
wish it,
still have like Criterion and stuff, but like
right.
it's just not as commonplace as it should be.
I wish they had a commentary track on it. I wish Baxley and Lundgren could have
I bet
recorded a
there's so many
commentary track.
little details in terms of every scene. There's probably some story about someone being burned or maimed in some form or fashion. But yeah,
But
because
but
like
but I think it was a response. The fact that there were so many experienced stunt people in that movie, and it feels like it was it was a responsibly done
Oh yeah. I mean, he's a
shoot.
pro. Like
Yeah,
I mean, he's still working. Like he knows that world inside and out. But like one of the things I came upon recently was Matthias Hughes has I think I texted you about this. Uh,
a script.
wrote a complete sequel
That's
where
awesome.
where Dolph Lundgren's character is now a washed up sort of conspiracy theorist sheriff in a smaller Texas town because he's after the whole alien thing. No, you know, it was all buried and nobody believes him. And then the Matthias Hughes character, even though he's blown apart, we'll let that go. Is on ice, I think in is it Norway or Sweden in some Black Ops lab, but is abandoned, and some teenagers come in and flip switches and accidentally wake him up, and he calls reinforcements, and Dolph
Oh
Lundgren's
man.
character gets wind of it in some podent small town in Texas and has to like go out to uh, fight them and whatnot, which would be great. He's still peddling it. I mean, even as of recently, like he's trying to get that script picked up. So that would be pretty cool. They should do a crowdfund for it.
I would watch that movie. I
Yeah,
just don't know at this point. I don't know what we would get as far as all the stuff we're talking about right now that makes this one
yeah.
so great, as far as the explosions and the pyrotechnics and everything in camera. But
I wonder if it's even
I
legal.
would still watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even know
I
if
don't.
you could union rules film some half, three-quarters of the shit in that movie.
Good point, because yeah, I think you wouldn't even get the insurance for it. So
No.
yeah, yeah, it's
Again,
a
it's a time
bygone.
capsule to
Yeah,
appreciate.
yeah, it's a bygone era, that type of action movie. But it's one that it's one that if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out,
For
because
sure.
it's one of the best. And yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Thanks for
that's
watching.
yeah. Thanks for watching this episode of Cinema Rec.